By the time you finish watching this video, dozens of seniors will have been diagnosed with dementia. That's roughly one every minute. But here's the part that most people never expect. What if the real cause isn't aging, but what's sitting inside your medicine cabinet? We've been told these pills are safe, routine, even necessary for daily life. Yet new research is raising serious concerns. Over 90% of seniors have no idea that at least one medication they take could shrink vital memory regions in the brain by nearly 30% in less than a year. Let that thought sink in for a moment. And the most shocking part, the pharmaceutical industry has known about this connection for decades. Still, they've earned billions selling the very drugs that may be accelerating cognitive decline in millions of older adults. A 2023 study even confirmed that certain commonly prescribed medications significantly increase dementia risk after just 2 years of regular use. In today's video, we're uncovering the top medications most likely to trigger memory loss and dementia, starting from the ones often overlooked to the truly devastating. And number 2 on this list, it's a drug prescribed to millions for something that seems harmless. Yet it can quietly shrink memory centers in your brain without you even realizing it. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, how old are you and what medications are you currently taking? Your answer might help someone else recognize a hidden danger and maybe even save their mind. Let's begin with the first medication on our list. The one that millions of seniors have trusted for decades to calm their nerves, ease anxiety, or help them sleep. Benzodiazepines. But here's what most people don't realize. The same pills that promise peace can quietly steal your clarity. Every night you take them, your brain may be slipping a little further into the fog. Benzodiazepines belong to a class of sedatives that slow brain activity. They make you feel calm, drowsy, relaxed. Yet in older adults, where liver and kidney function naturally decline, these drugs don't leave the body as quickly as they should. They build up, day after day, night after night. And what starts as a mild sleep aid turns into a silent cognitive trap. When this happens, seniors may feel excessively sleepy, dizzy, or unfocused. Reaction times slow, balance weakens, and concentration fades. But the most dangerous effect happens deep inside the brain, in the hippocampus, the very region responsible for forming new memories. Repeated exposure blunts its ability to create and store information. Over time, that subtle forgetfulness turns into something far more alarming. Ask yourself, have you noticed your memory fading faster since starting a sleep pill? If the answer is yes, what you're feeling may not be aging, it may be your medication. A large retrospective study from Canada and France analyzed medical records of more than 9,000 people. Those who used benzodiazepines continuously for over 6 months had an 84% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to those who never took them. That's not coincidence. That's a warning. So what can you do? Limit benzodiazepine use to only when it's absolutely necessary. Use the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible time. If you suffer from chronic insomnia, focus on non-drug approaches, proper sleep hygiene, light exercise, or cognitive therapy. When medication is unavoidable, doctors may recommend newer sedatives or melatonin, which are far less likely to harm memory. And here's the most crucial part. If you or a loved one has been taking benzodiazepines for a long time, do not stop suddenly. Abrupt withdrawal can cause dangerous seizures and withdrawal syndromes. The dose must be reduced gradually under a doctor's close supervision. And never combine benzodiazepines with alcohol, sleep aids, or opioid painkillers. That cocktail can slow your breathing and confuse your mind. Always consult a geriatric specialist or clinical pharmacist before continuing any benzodiazepine prescription after age 60. Because sometimes the pills meant to calm your mind may be the very thing that's taking it away. If you thought sleeping pills were the only danger, wait until you hear this. Because the next drug on our list isn't for anxiety or sleep, it's for pain. And yet, it has quietly destroyed more memories, more lives, and more independence among seniors than almost any other prescription. We're talking about opioid painkillers. These drugs, used for intense or chronic pain from arthritis, injuries, or cancer, were designed to help people live without suffering. But in older adults, the same medication that brings comfort can also silence the mind. Here's why. As we age, our blood-brain barrier becomes thinner and more sensitive. At the same time, the liver and kidneys slow down, meaning the drug stays in the body far longer than intended. Even moderate doses can cause drowsiness, confusion, and short-term memory loss. And with prolonged use, opioids reduce oxygen to the brain, a condition called hypoxia, which slowly damages neurons and dulls cognitive function. Think about that for a second. The same pill that eases your pain could be quietly starving your brain of oxygen. Over time, chronic pain patients often become less physically and mentally active, and that inactivity accelerates cognitive decline. A study published in Neurology found that seniors who used strong opioids had a 1.2 times higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who didn't. It's not just about memory, it's about identity, independence, and quality of life. But behind every statistic is a story. Meet Mr. James, 67 years old. He suffered from severe knee osteoarthritis but was afraid of surgery. His doctor prescribed tramadol, a mild opioid, 250 milligram pills a day. It worked beautifully at first. The pain faded. He walked again, but soon the pain crept back, and he doubled the dose himself. Months later, his family noticed changes. He became forgetful, distant, sometimes leaving the stove on or missing appointments. Tests later revealed mild cognitive decline, likely linked to long-term high-dose opioid use. With medical guidance, he slowly tapered off the drug, switched to joint injections and physical therapy, and within months his alertness returned. The pain remained. But so did his clarity. So here's the truth. If you're living with chronic pain, don't let opioids be your only option. Start with non-drug therapies, physical therapy, gentle exercise, acupuncture, massage, or hot-cold therapy. If medication is needed, choose safer alternatives like acetaminophen, paracetamol, for mild to moderate pain. Reserve opioids only for severe, unbearable pain, and only under strict medical supervision. Never increase your dose on your own, and never mix opioids with alcohol or sedatives, because relief means nothing if it costs you your mind. You might think only painkillers and sedatives threaten your brain, but wait until you hear this one, because this next medication doesn't calm nerves or kill pain, it soothes your stomach. And yet, in the long run, it could quietly eat away at your memory. We're talking about proton pump inhibitors, or PPI, drugs millions take daily for heartburn, acid reflux, and ulcers. They work by powerfully suppressing stomach acid, bringing quick relief after a heavy meal or restless night. But here's the catch. That same acid your stomach produces isn't just for digestion. It's vital for absorbing vitamin B12, a key nutrient your brain needs to keep nerve cells alive and communication sharp. When acid levels drop for too long, vitamin B12 absorption plummets, and over years, this silent deficiency can strip away the myelin, the protective coating around your nerves, leading to slower thinking, confusion, and even dementia-like symptoms. Some researchers believe PPI use might also disturb the gut microbiome, altering the gut-brain axis and further clouding cognition. It's a theory still being studied, but one that's impossible to ignore. Think about this. The pill that saves your stomach could, over time, cost you your mind. A massive analysis from Germany involving tens of thousands of patients revealed that regular PPI users had a 44% higher risk of developing dementia compared to non-users. And another well-known study reported that men with dementia were 1.5 times more likely to have taken PPI in the past. For women, it was 1.4 times. Those aren't just numbers, they're red flags waving in plain sight. So what can you do? Here's where it gets surprising. because the solution isn't to fear PPIs, but to use them wisely. These drugs are extremely effective for serious ulcers or reflux, but they should be used only when truly necessary and for the shortest possible time. If your reflux is mild, try non-drug methods first. Eat smaller meals, cut down on fats, avoid lying down right after eating, raise the head of your bed, and limit alcohol or coffee. If medication is still needed, doctors may suggest antacids or H2 blockers like ranitidine or famotidine, which some studies suggest have less impact on cognition. And if you must stay on a PPI long-term, follow your doctor's plan strictly. Get regular blood tests for vitamin B12, magnesium, and calcium, and supplement as needed. When it's time to stop, never quit cold turkey. Reduce your dose slowly to prevent rebound acid flare-ups, because protecting your brain sometimes starts with something as simple as protecting your gut. Now let's move to the fourth medication, one that's quietly affecting the minds of millions of seniors around the world. It's not a painkiller, not a sleep aid, but something prescribed to heal the mind itself. And yet, in many cases, it does the exact opposite. We're talking about antidepressants. Depression is real, and it deserves treatment, but not every antidepressant is safe for aging brains. Among all the types available, the ones most linked to cognitive decline are those with anticholinergic activity. The main culprits? Amitriptyline, imipramine, and doxepin, a group of older drugs called tricyclic antidepressants, or TCA for short. Originally designed to stabilize mood, TCAs also have a strong sedative effect, which is why they're sometimes given to older adults for insomnia or nerve pain. But here's the danger. These drugs block acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter your brain uses for memory and attention. Without enough of it, mental processing slows down, focus blurs, and memories fade. In seniors where drug metabolism is already slower, these medications tend to accumulate, making their effects stronger and longer lasting. That means even a standard dose can lead to excessive drowsiness, confusion, or nighttime falls. Worse still, taking high doses or mixing several antidepressants can trigger serotonin syndrome, a toxic overload that causes agitation, delirium, and in repeated episodes, chronic cognitive damage. Ask yourself, if a pill meant to lift your mood slowly takes your memory, is that really healing? Treating depression in seniors is absolutely essential because untreated depression can mimic dementia itself. But the key is choosing wisely. Avoid antidepressants with strong anticholinergic properties, especially the older TCAs. Instead, doctors today recommend safer options such as sertraline, escitalopram, or citalopram, which have been well studied in older adults and are far less likely to cause confusion. Start low, go slow. That's the golden rule. Monitor for any signs of disorientation or excessive sedation, and always combine medication with psychological therapy, social connection, and gentle exercise to strengthen mood naturally and reduce the need for higher doses. One final warning: never stop antidepressants abruptly. Doing so can trigger severe withdrawal symptoms, including dizziness, insomnia, or even worsening confusion. Always taper under medical supervision, because when it comes to your mind, the right treatment can heal, but the wrong one can erase. Number 5. Bladder control medications. On paper, they sound harmless. In reality, they may be silently sabotaging your memory. Let's take oxybutynin, sold under the brand name Ditropan. It's commonly prescribed to older adults struggling with urinary incontinence or an overactive bladder, an issue that can be both frustrating and embarrassing. At first glance, it seems like a simple fix: fewer bathroom trips, more confidence, better sleep. But beneath that promise lies a serious neurological risk. Oxybutynin works by blocking acetylcholine, the same neurotransmitter that's essential for focus, alertness, and memory, and the very same one affected by drugs like Benadryl. Unlike some milder anticholinergics, oxybutynin easily crosses the blood-brain barrier, reaching deep into areas like the hippocampus, where your brain forms and stores new memories. That makes it particularly dangerous for seniors, especially when taken long-term. Here's the shocking part. A 2019 study found that adults over 65 who use strong anticholinergics like oxybutynin for more than a year had a 49% higher risk of developing dementia. That's nearly 1 in 2. Even worse, most patients are never warned. Doctors explain that it will help control the bladder, but rarely mention that it might accelerate mental decline. So when seniors begin to feel foggy, forget appointments, or lose track of conversations, the symptoms are often dismissed as just getting older. By the time the connection is discovered, the damage may already be done. If you've noticed new memory problems or confusion while taking oxybutynin, it's not just in your head, and you don't have to choose between bladder control and brain health. Today, there are safer alternatives like mirabegron, brand name Myrbetriq, which works through a completely different pathway. It doesn't block acetylcholine and has been shown to have minimal impact on memory, making it a much better option for older adults. Because protecting your independence shouldn't mean sacrificing your mind. Your mind is your greatest treasure, and it deserves protection. Many seniors take these medications every day without realizing the silent cost to their memory, focus, and independence. But now that you know you have the power to act, talk to your doctor, review your prescriptions, and ask if there are safer alternatives for you. Because staying sharp after 60 isn't luck, it's a choice. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe to True Health Living, where we uncover the hidden truths that help you stay healthy, strong, and mentally clear for life.